I've been hiking for about 3 or 4 hours. I look down at the trail and it's like really lush deep woods, so you can't see around the corner. And there's these fresh, massive bear paw prints on the
Wow.
ground. And I was
That's
just like,
scary.
ooh. Yeah, like, ooh. And then I looked down, hiking further, and I looked down again, and there's some small ones too. So, like, baby bear paw prints. And I was like, oh no, I'm in the wrong place. And I was just kind of praying that, that I was fine. And I turned the next corner on the trail, and there's Mama Bear. And whew, man, my life flashed before my eyes. She starts charging at me immediately, and I'm terrified. And I remember thinking, because things slow down when you think you're going to die, they really do. And I remember thinking, oh, I'm in a really good place to go. I just gave all this forgiveness. There's a journal for the people that need to hear it. I've done the work. This is kind of a peaceful moment to go out. And then I was like, but I didn't come out here to work on this and give up. And so I remember what the guys told me, and I made myself big, made noise, all the normal things. And then I took a step forward and I charged Mama Bear. I was like, "Arf." I won't say it as loud as I did, or that will scare your people listening. Um, and she stopped for a minute and looked at me, and then she started just charging me again. And at this point, I remember thinking, if I'm going to go, make it fast. I don't want to be out here like missing limbs and bleeding out for days or, something terrible. I said, just make it really fast. But then I got angry again. I was like, I have so much to live for. I have more I want to do. And so I was super brave and took another step forward and again growled at her. Not as, it was much louder than that. And that time it worked. And she just kind of looked at me stunned and she walked away. And after that, it actually helped me create my fear method, which I've done a TED talk on. It's part of what I teach my clients. And not long after that, I started my own company. So that's my big comeback story.
And that's awesome. I mean, man, facing that bear that first time must have definitely had some fears going through your mind. I could only imagine that. Um, so I'm curious though, because you went through the tough time prior to the trip with the bear. You did a step study. Can you share with the audience what that step study consists of?
Yeah, so any step study, people typically only know about like step studies for alcoholics, right? They have programs, and I did this through Celebrate Recovery, which is through a church, so it's more of like a Christian-based program. But you don't have to be Christian. It's just you have to believe in something bigger than yourself for the program to really work and stick. And for a 12-step study, you can do it around any kind of addiction. And like if you have a shopping addiction, a sex addiction, for me, it was codependency. And codependency just means, for those of you that aren't aware, where you don't like your partner or significant other's needs become more important than your own. And for example, let's say Joe is my partner and he's having a rough day. I'm going to listen to him and put his needs above my own and not tell him what's going on in my world. And also, you start just spending all of your time together, identifying with that person. So, in the step study, they have 12 steps you go through. And one of the later steps is that spiritual inventory piece. And that's where you are taking inventory of all the wrongs you've ever done. And then you go and apologize to those people if it actually makes sense and it's not going to be harmful or hurtful to them or you. Otherwise, you can kind of write a letter and burn it. And then you also do an inventory of all of the wrongs that have been done against you. And you can either have conversations with those folks to kind of clear the air and create harmony, or again, kind of just burn that or let it go as well.
So yeah, I mean, I remember I burned some of my step four when I was done after I made amends. So I'm aware with the 12-step program. I went through a 12-step program as well. Um, and I know that there's, that moral inventory that has to get done on yourself, and really learning to peel that onion back and take stock of who you are. What was that like for you going through that process? What came up in those moments?
Well, that's why I had to go on this solo backpacking trip in the woods because every time I'd sit down and do it, I was procrastinating. I didn't want to do it. It didn't feel comfortable. And honestly, my biggest fear was facing my own mental chatter, like being alone in the woods where there was no exit route, there's no technology. Because back then, like you couldn't actually connect. Now you can backpack and people have their phones. It's so annoying. And but like back then, like there was no connection to civilization. Like you're 30, 40 miles in the wilderness, surviving on what's on your back, and there's no distractions. Like there's no excuse to not get it done. And I found it really freeing once I was in the right environment to do that. I remember where I went hiking in Lhasa National Park in California. They had a fire 4 or 5 years before. And so part of the national forest I was hiking through and backpacking through was burnt down. And I remember, wow, what a beautiful and interesting metaphor. Like I have burnt parts of my life down and I'm rebuilding them, and there was fresh green growth that was coming up. And then there were these beautiful lakes, and I looked at the lakes as kind of reflections and opportunities to slow down in nature and reflect on the lessons and the things that I needed forgiveness in and to give forgiveness for. So it was like the most beautiful situation and experience and space to do that. And then it was easy. I found it so easy and so freeing. Now, in terms of actually then going and having those conversations, that's more uncomfortable and more awkward. And I was very discerning with who I had those conversations with and with who that would not be productive to have those conversations with.